What is going on, guys? Zuggy Fishing here, back to you with another video. Hope y'all are so well. Hope y'all are living life to the fullest, being positive, optimistic, resilient, loving life, just being yourself. Hope y'all are living positively. I'm living positively, and so should you. Be positive, just fish is the motto of the channel, so I hope y'all are living that way. Hope y'all are so well on this fine day. If y'all haven't already, if you like fishing in the outdoors, totally hit that red subscribe button, leave a like on this video, and a comment. It's a very special video, and not a lot of people have this bait because it hasn't even been released to the public yet. But this, ladies and gents, before I start today's video, this video is sponsored by KARLS Bait and Tackle. KARLS Bait and Tackle is basically a hub for all your fishing gear. Y'all can get rods, reels, line, baits, accessories. Pretty much if you're a fisherman, if you like fishing, if you love the sport, KARLS is the place for you. Shop KARLS is basically a giant store for all your fishing gear. You can get so many things on KARLS for a super low price. Also on shopkarls.com, if you guys become a KARLS Club member, y'all can get up to 30% off on basically everything in the store. You pay a one-time fee, and then the rest of your membership, anything you buy, you get 30% off and free shipping. Literally like an unbeatable thing. I've been a KARLS Club member for a very long time, and I've saved so much money on fishing gear. Can't express to that y'all enough. Like, KARLS is honestly the best. If y'all want to save money on fishing gear and, you know, have your bank account thank you, KARLS is a place for you. Y'all can click the link in my description or go to shopkarls.com and go check it out. Go become a KARLS Club member. Go buy all your fishing gear from there. You don't have to spend these astronomical prices anymore. Trust me, all KARLS Bait and Tackle is actually really, really awesome. I highly recommend it as a persistent angler. You can check it out by clicking the link in my description. Go check out KARLS. Y'all, there are two baits in my hand, Googan baits. You guys know I love Googan baits. These are the brand new unreleased Googan baits. KARLS Bait and Tackle coming in clutch right now. We have the brand new unreleased Googan Squad Revolver. I'm gonna try to get some good light with this revolver. I will show you guys out of the package in a second, but the Googan Squad Revolver, a brand new bait that they haven't even released on the Googan Squad website yet. The revolver right there. Oh my gosh, I've been looking at this bait a lot. I've been watching some people who've got it already. Oh my gosh, it is such a sick bait. And I can't believe that they're in this package right now. I'm so hyped. I use a lot from Shop KARLS, and because I'm a KARLS Club member, I literally save so much money on Googan baits. You gotta roll the sleeves up for this video because this video is about to be absolutely sick. I can't believe the Googan Squad Revolvers are now in my hands. If y'all haven't heard of the Googan Squad Revolver, there's not really much information out about it on the internet. This is what the Googan Squad Revolver looks like. It's absolutely sick. Kind of getting the cool little glare action on this bait. I have two colors of the revolver right here. The native shad color right here, one of my favorites of Googan baits just in general. Over here on this one we have the matte bone color. Pretty sick stuff. So two very versatile colors. I thought I'd kind of go with a darker and then a lighter pattern just to kind of have that versatility. I ordered these baits actually back in December 2020, and they just came now because they haven't even released like totally yet. Get this bait out of the package, but right for now, this is what the Googan bait revolver package looks like. Pretty sick stuff, not going to lie. I'm gonna read you guys the metrics on this bait. This is the old native bone color right here. We'll start over there. Pretty sick stuff going along the bait just like that. Oh my gosh, this thing's awesome. I think I could think of a few ways why they call this the Googan Squad Revolver, but basically what this bait is, if y'all are not familiar with this style of a bait, it's basically like a topwater propeller bait. Basically like a plopping topwater bait. That is the description that I would go with this bait. And guys, I'm gonna be completely honest, these type of baits are one of my favorite top 3 baits to fish of all time. I think they produce so much fish, especially if you guys want an insane topwater bite. I absolutely love these plopping type baits. Oh my gosh, we got the Googan Squad Revolver right out of the package, ladies and gents. I'm gonna show you guys this in just a second, but a very interesting design nonetheless. I'm gonna show you guys what this bait, like the intricacies of it, but I've actually never seen a topwater plopping bait that looks like this before. It's actually pretty interesting and very proprietary. I've never even seen like where the propeller's located on this thing. Now, some baits that I have seen in the past, you got the OG original Whopper Plopper from River to Sea, which is one of my favorite baits of all time, and this Googan Squad Revolver absolutely matches that. I just got the little hook guard off of the revolver. We're gonna get a close-up of this thing. I can't believe this bait. I think it is absolutely sick. So it is a larger profile bait. It's a topwater bait. It sits on the top of the water. Now, right here in the more center of the bait, by the way, this is the matte bone color. Right here in the center of the bait, right in the inner body, we have a propeller. This propeller, I'm just moving it around like that. We can move it really fast. So basically, when you cast this bait out, it sits on the top of the water, right? It sits on the top of the water. And what you want to do to retrieve and fish this bait in, basically, if you slow retrieve, that's not good, ladies and gents. You guys slow retrieve this bait on the top of the water. And basically, when this bait is coming along on the top, just moving along, this propeller, it chops up so much water, creates so much abrasiveness, creates so much chaos in the water, really attracting those fish. Not only a bass lure as well, saltwater species attack this thing, and tons of other things. Look at this bait right here. We're gonna get a close-up from the back. This is what the back of the bait looks like. It's very interesting. Now, on the classic, plot bait, the river to sea one, for example, the old propeller that's now in the center of the Googan Squad Revolver, that in the other bait is in the back. Now, to be honest, I could be wrong, but I've never seen another bait like this out on the market. Never seen a bait with the propeller inside the bait. I've only seen it on the end. I think it's so cool and unique how the propeller is now in the front of the bait rather than the back end. It's this intricate design on the back of the bait that I've never really seen before. I'm not really sure what the purpose of this mechanism is. I'm not really sure what the purpose of this design is. It may be ways to even chop up more water. Not totally sure. I'd have to go experiment with this thing. Look at this intricate design on the back of the bait. It looks pretty awesome. Could be to give the bait more leverage in the back and kind of have that motion where it plops like that on that angle. Could just be another mechanism to allow it to chop up more water. I'm not really sure. Totally gonna check it out though in today's video. Cool stuff though, none the least. What I really think is a new thing about this bait and really proprietary. First of all, we're gonna get a good look about what this bait looks like. Look at the head on that thing, and then we have the propeller, which chops up water. We got our two big trebles, and then we have that unique design in the back, kind of that planer kind of design. Like the way I think about it is like the two airplane wings going out on the side here. It's a pretty unique and proprietary bait that I've never really seen before. Not gonna lie, this bait is pretty saucy. I can't lie. This is sick, and I'm literally so hyped to use this on the water because literally my top 3 fishing baits that are my favorites of all time are plot baits, Senkos, and chatterbaits. Absolute power move with the Googan Squad coming out with the old revolver. Really can't believe this, guys. Like, I really think this is a cool bait, especially with this design on the back. This inner propeller, I've never seen this before. Basically on all the other prop baits that I've seen in my past, this propeller has been on the back end of the bait and allowing that water to chop up with that abrasive action on the back end of the bait. However, now I actually feel like, to be honest, the hookup ratio could increase with the revolver because of the propeller being on that front portion of the bait. What I mean by that is when basically the way you fish this bait, it sits on the top of the water, you slow retrieve it as I said before, and it moves across, and this propeller just spins in the water and it chops up so much water like you wouldn't believe. That water is thrown in this propeller, and it basically, once it revolves around, that's why it's called the revolver. When that propeller revolves around, it chops up water, it makes a traction, especially do little pops, pauses, and fast retrieves, slow retrieves. It chops up so much water. It makes it look like there's so much action up on the top, like an injured bait fish, whatever on the top of the water that's injured and vulnerable. I think it's so cool to have the propeller on the top. I think it'll increase the hookup ratio because with the other baits that have it on the back, hooks actually get in the way of the propeller and sometimes it gets tangled up. When this bait's going through the water, it'll go like that. These hooks, because of the science and the physics, for example, of moving through and the momentum factor, these hooks will sink back like this. They will sink back like that, so they're kind of behind. And then this propeller, this will do all the work for you. So in turn, it's not getting in the way of the hooks and therefore will increase the hookup ratio. To be honest, I feel like I'm a physicist. No, I'm kidding, but I think that's a really good logic and a new way to look at this bait. What I mean by that is when this bait's coming on the top, it's going pretty fast, these hooks, by just the principles of momentum, will kind of come back here. This hook will go back here just like that. It'll go kind of go up like that, and this one will move back too. And that allows a full range of motion with this propeller, and it doesn't allow it to get in these hooks, and that's exactly where the fish are gonna attack it. Therefore, these hooks are have full exposure to the fish, allowing them to blow up on it like that and getting that full hookup ratio instead of having that propeller on the back end and those hooks getting in the way and letting that propeller get in the way as well. So I think this bait's really unique and proprietary. I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna open up the old, what's this called? The native shad color from the Googan Baits Revolver right here. But I think this bait's pretty unique, pretty proprietary, and it's a bigger presentation, obviously, but I'm sure they're gonna come out with different sizes in the future. So the bodies of water I usually fish a smaller plot bait. However, I totally upgrade to this size. Bigger baits equal bigger fish in most terms. So I feel like this size could really capitalize where I fish. Googan Squad native shad color right here, ladies and gents. Now this is actually a good example of what I said before. So right here, we have that native shad color, and it's basically like a clear coat color, kind of like a ghost type color, as other anglers call it. What's gonna happen is that when you cast this bait out and you're reeling it slowly on the top of the water, and it comes by like this, the momentum will push these hooks back, kind of like this when they're together, and then this propeller has that full range of motion to just chop up, create that basically a big tsunami, big swirl in the water, I like to call it. Basically, it chops up a bunch of water, especially when you're fishing this bait. If you slow retrieve it, pop it, you know, it kind of darts like a little spook or a little popper. So much more action overall, and especially if you go those slow retrieves, and then fast, and then pop it, you know, fast, pop it, pause it even. It just creates such a reaction to these bass. Look like there's an injured bait fish on the top of the water, and it will overall increase that strike. Feel like the hookup ratio is gonna increase with this bait a lot. I really do feel like that, and I think it's a really unique and proprietary bait. Proprietary colors, I love the Googan bait colors, by the way, and the Revolver has some new ones that I actually haven't seen before. The design of this bait, of this propeller kind of in the middle right there, spinning around, I think it'll increase the hookup ratio immensely. I feel like it's a different style of bait from the classic prop bait. Googan Squad Revolver, pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. And not only that, it's kind of a unique shape of this propeller. Very hard to see, but it's kind of like a kind of a more sideways propeller right here, and it's cupped as well. Get the best angle possible for y'all, but it's kind of like a sideways propeller, and it is cupped right here to chop up even more water and overall create that abrasiveness and action. That's what I love about this bait a lot. I think it's completely different than a lot of different baits. It's a unique design. It's a great way to chop up water that the fish haven't seen before, and just an overall different type of bait. It's pretty interesting, and I really like the Googan Squad Revolver. I really do. Here's a really good picture of this bait right here. I am so hyped to use this bait. Oh, you're gonna see me use this bait a ton in the spring and summer months, and when that ice melts. Revolver is a mondo catching topwater bait with a rotating fin that stirs up water, alerting fish to strike. Use a slow and steady retrieve to keep the Revolver kicking on the surface. The rotating portion of the Revolver is located in the center of the bait, drawing hungry bass's attention and mouths towards the hook. I literally did not read this description before I made this video, and I literally exactly what I said before. Those hooks will be in the back of the bait, and the propeller is in the upper portion of the bait, and that hookup ratio will overall increase greatly. I really think that's a sick thing with this new bait, and it's really good. Can't really put into any other words to describe this really awesome bait. It's a topwater bait. Obviously, it doesn't dive. The length is 4.5 inches and is a 1/2 ounce bait. Big presentation of the old Revolver, but I am so hyped to use this bait. Basically, it's a plot bait on the top of the water. This bait spins through. I think this thing is sick. You want to fish this a lot of different ways as well. Fish it up along banks. When those bait fish are pushed up along banks, fish it along there. Fish it along brush. You guys, if you go to my like older YouTube videos when I was like 15, 14 years old, you guys will see those where I throw river to sea whopper ploppers up against brush at this one pond, and bass attack it. Over brush, roll it along banks, roll along grass edges, weed edges. In addition, fish it open water as well. I think this bait's really unique and proprietary. It's one of my overall favorite topwater baits I've ever used in my life. I'm so hyped that the Googan Squad Revolver came out from KARLS Bait and Tackle. Got the matte bone color right here. I love the propeller in the center. And then we have that native shad color right here from the old Revolver. I think this thing's sick in my overall opinion. I can't wait to show you guys me catching some fish on this thing out on the water. I actually can't believe that the Googan Squad Revolver is here. I think it's a revolutionary bait. I think this bait's sick. I really like it. I'm glad y'all could see this video. I appreciate you guys watching this video. I just wanted to show you guys the brand new Googan Squad Revolver. What's it about? What y'all can expect when getting this bait. Well, I appreciate KARLS Bait and Tackle for sponsoring today's video. KARLS Bait and Tackle, basically a hub where you can get tons of fishing gear, tons of rods, reels, line, baits, whatever you want. If you are an angler, this is the place for you. Very soon, these Googan Squad Revolvers will be going on KARLS Bait and Tackle. So make sure y'all become a KARLS club member and y'all could save 30% off on these revolvers. Googan Squad Revolvers, ladies and gents, an absolutely gorgeous bait, and a unique design with this propeller in the front portion of the bait and the hooks hanging along the back, as well as this unique, I'm going to call it a kind of plain design in the back. Really sick stuff. So hyped to use the Googan Bait Revolver out on the water. I think it's really sick. I think it's unique, something we haven't seen before, and all be found on KARLS Bait and Tackle. Click the link in the description, become a KARLS Club member. I appreciate you guys watching today's video. If y'all are new to the channel, like fishing outdoors and some positive vibes. I'm a positive guy. I like being positive. Keep being positive, keep being awesome, keep being confident, resilient, loving life, persevere through those hard times. Y'all are so awesome. You guys already know that. If you ever want some positive vibes, just come on the channel, watch a few videos. I will always give you some positivity, and just love life, y'all. Worth it, y'all. Find beauty in everything. Keep loving. Go catch some fish. Just keep loving life. That's the most important thing. Keep being positive. I hope you enjoyed the Googan Baits Revolver video. If you like fishing outdoors, if you want to learn something, go on an adventure with me. And yeah, really sick stuff. Make sure to hit that red subscribe button, leave a like on this video, and to comment. I appreciate y'all so much. The Googan Baits Revolver, pretty sick stuff found on KARLS. Be positive, just fish.